Slice of life. We all know it. It's that genre of anime and manga that nobody gives a shit about. As for what it actually is, it's in the name. Slice of life. It's just a slice of life, right? Wrong. Giant turtle. It's actually a slice of high school life. And there is an abundance of boring, bland, and stereotypical high school slice of life in anime and manga. To the point where this is just the story now. It doesn't even have to be the entire anime. A lot of stories have that portion where the characters are sitting in school doing some boring ass shit. I've always appreciated stories that are out of this world. Stories that can transport you to a different dimension. Whether it's pirates, demons, fantasy, or furry. But high school? Really? Why does everything need to take place in high school? Look, this is me. Does it look like I need to be reminded about high school? Fuck no! Do you remember in English class when they taught you about setting and characters, beginning, middle, and end, you know all that shit? Well, apparently in Japan, they just don't teach that. Every character is a high schooler in high school. Even kindergartners were writing stories about tsunderes in high school before they were even in high school. Which is why I've always loved things that don't do that. Full Metal Alchemist, Hunter x Hunter, One Punch Man. These are the top shows and the stories that attract a lot more mainstream audiences. People don't want to be reminded about the time in their life when they were insecure. There were no giant anime titties. It was just sitting in your room at night looking at giant anime titties. The point is, I like stories that can take you away from the monotony of everyday life. And that's not to say that Slice of Life can't do that because Yokohama Shopping Trip exists. You want to know my rating of this manga? Boom, 10 out of 10. You want to know what genre this manga is? Slice of life. Picture this, the age of evening calm, aka the downfall of humanity. The sea level has risen and cities that once thrived no longer exist. There are still countries with towns and people, however, they are few and far between. Society as we know it is no more, and we as readers focus on the lives of a bunch of motherfuckers, particularly on Alpha, a sentient robot who runs a cafe known as Cafe Alpha. Starbucks! This is the slice of life that you should care about. It doesn't take place in some fucking high school with stupid characters. Instead, it's about an interesting set of people just living their lives. Now, on paper, it still sounds boring as fuck, right? The monotony of everyday life is still there, but now it's just through these characters. And I realized that's kind of the point of slice of life.
Okay, so this is the average Yokohama chapter right now. Look, this is how most of the chapters go. She's sitting down, she's drinking, gulp, 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 gulp. She's drinking still, okay. Oh wait, wait, it's right to left. She drinks, gulp, 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 gulp. Ah. And then she chills, and then it looks like I'm alright. And then that's it. That's the average chapter. Slice of life, ladies and gentlemen.
You're not going to get a Full Metal Alchemist adventure. Al isn't going to be screaming, "Brother!" every 30 seconds. Instead, it's going to feel like nothing while you're reading it. You're not supposed to feel crazy emotions and pivotal turning points within the story because those don't really exist in Slice of Life, or life as a matter of fact. But once you combine everything together and view the entire story through a wider lens, there was an adventure lying underneath the whole time. Alpha runs her cafe, and due to her shop being small and far out to the countryside, she ends up having meaningful interactions with a lot of her customers. She meets an old man that runs a gas station. She becomes a sisterly figure to a boy named Takahiro. Wake up, wake up. Characters thinking to themselves and talking to each other about life is what most of your time reading Yokohama will be like. It's a very melancholic story that shows how time progresses in an extremely subtle manner, to the point where it's unpredictable how much time has passed in between each chapter. It could be seconds, months, years, we don't really know. We only get to see the progression of time through the humans that she makes friends with and her surroundings. She ends up developing really tight-knit relationships with people. They show her new places, creatures, and beautiful sights to see. Even the cafe she runs ends up changing. It gets destroyed during a storm, and we see Alpha make progress on rebuilding it every single chapter. It's amazing how connected I became to these characters, and it's only— wait, what? Why is he so old now? Remember that time thing I mentioned? The true emotions and feelings arise when you realize, yes, time is moving in this world, and time can catch up to you pretty quickly. I watched them grow up. These characters who were literally children a second ago were now my age and truly starting their lives. One by one, they left and moved away. It was like 16 Wishes starring Debbie Ryan. It would be a lie if I didn't say that this fucked me up. This manga and this movie fucked me up. These people's lives felt like they were always tangible to alphas, and now they were moving away and we wouldn't be able to see them anymore. It's emotional, it's real, and to get away from this heart-sinking feeling, Alpha watches K-On!
After all, I already call you by your first name, right, Mio?
Early on in the story, Alpha ends up being gifted a highly futuristic camera from her owner who left for milk many years ago. She travels around on her bike, taking pictures and capturing moments and memories, constantly hunting for the next thing that piques her interest. And we get to see these amazing sights with her. There's these creepy-ass mushroom statues that resemble humans. They don't move or do anything really, but they're there, and there continues to be these themes of mystery within this world. There's plant-like streetlights that light the path for cities that no longer exist. The Misago is this weird creature that stops appearing when you're not a kid anymore. Promised Neverland Season 2. It's all sad shit, man, and none of it ever gets explained. There's no wiki to tell me who's dead and alive in this world. It doesn't need to be explained, it's just felt. Again, there's this melancholic, and I'm using melancholic because I don't know any other fucking words. There's a melancholic underlying tone in the way Alpha goes about life in such a carefree manner. It's interesting to even the characters in the story, and it sucked me in. Like Pokimane, I became invested in her life. Like Pokemon, I wanted to explore this world, and like Penis, I wanted more. I didn't know if I was going to mention this, but there's two different OVAs for Yokohama, one from 1998 and another from 2002. It's kind of annoying how they're both still older than me. Someone get my stroller, please. Each OVA covers a select number of chapters within the manga. But honestly, you can just skip them if you ever get to that point. They're nice to look at and are visually well done, and the second one has a really dope orchestral one-piece ass score, so 10 out of 10 for production, but god damn, just 30 minutes per episode of nothing works so much better in manga, where you can read at your own pace, than in an anime where it's a lot of silence. But hey, if that's your thing, go check it out. To wrap this up, I just wanted to share something from my life. Recently, I went on a trip to Utah with some family. We got this giant-ass cabin on this giant-ass mountain, and we did some fishing for a couple days. Just for the record, I was the only one who caught anything because I'm a prodigy. But while I was there, I felt like I was conscious of the moment. It was some crazy out-of-body shit, and while everyone says it and it's plastered on your mom's Facebook, I made sure to just appreciate the moment. I'm a manga reader. I'm also obsessed with content creation. I spend so much of my days on the computer just consuming that sometimes I forget that time is moving past me. People are aging, animals are aging, the world is changing, and Yokohama taught me to live those little moments, no matter how insignificant. From now on, I will piss with pride. Just like how I so closely paid attention to the lives of these characters, I need to do that for myself. Thank you, Yokohama, and thank you, Japan, for these impactful stories. And for you, always stick your fucking chest out and live life to the fullest, because before you know it, kidney stones. Ouch.